In the silence of the infinite night sky, something ancient has begun to stir. A messenger, not of Earth, not of our solar system, but from realms beyond the reach of even our oldest myths. A third interstellar comet, newly identified, has revealed itself to the eyes of humankind. But this is not just a rock or an icy wanderer passing through. This is a fragment of another world, a shard of a forgotten system, a silent witness to cosmic ages before our sun ever ignited. And now, in a way that can only be described as prophetic, this comet carries a bizarre tale unlike any we have seen before, a sign that seems to whisper of deeper mysteries waiting to unfold. Humanity, standing at the brink of technological greatness and self-destruction, finds itself once again confronted by a celestial omen that refuses to be ignored. For millennia, cultures have looked to the heavens to read the language of prophecy. Comets have long been seen as harbingers, messengers of doom, symbols of rebirth, or heralds of change. Ancient kings feared their arrival, wise men sought meaning in their glow, and entire civilizations shifted their fate around their appearances. And now in this so-called modern age, where we claim to have stripped mystery from the stars, another comet has arrived, not from the quiet womb of our solar system, but from the interstellar deep, carrying in its frozen veins the untold history of other suns, other worlds, other lifetimes. This is not just science, it is story. It is prophecy written in ice and dust, and its timing could not be more striking. This comet is the third of its kind ever confirmed, following in the trails of Oumuamua in 2017 and Comet 2I Borisov in 2019. Each of these arrivals shocked the scientific world. Each forced us to reconsider the boundaries of our cosmic neighborhood. And now, with the third visitor, the pattern can no longer be dismissed as mere coincidence. Something is happening. The universe is speaking, and perhaps we are only beginning to understand the language. The bizarre tale that this comet has formed, shimmering, shifting, unlike the ordinary chemical jets of our local comets, has startled astronomers. It suggests a process not entirely familiar, a behavior that doesn't fit neatly into the physics we've catalogued. When a comet defies our understanding, it is not just an astronomical event. It is a warning that our frameworks are too small, that reality is bigger than our grasp, and that we stand at the threshold of revelation. Think about what this means. This comet has traveled for billions of years across the abyss, long before our Earth cooled into oceans, long before the first spark of life flickered in the waters, long before even our sun took shape from swirling gas. This object was already moving. It is older than humanity, older than our planet, older than the light of the stars that now shine above us. It was born in a cradle we will never see with our own eyes, ejected by forces so massive that even imagining them shakes the human mind. Scientists speculate that, much like our own Jupiter flings comets outward into interstellar space, a giant planet in this comet's original system hurled it free. That single act of cosmic violence exiled it forever from its home, condemning it to drift endlessly, until now. And now, it enters our field of vision, as if perfectly timed to appear in this age of telescopes, satellites, and awakening consciousness. Does that not feel like prophecy? Does it not feel like a sign meant to be read? In the last 6 weeks, intense scientific observation has revealed details that deepen the mystery further. The comet's water-rich composition indicates it formed beyond the snowline of its original star system, in the frozen reaches where only the coldest ices can hold together. This alone is significant. Water, always the symbol of life, of purification, of beginnings, is locked inside this ancient traveler. The prophets of old saw water as the purifier, the element that could both cleanse and destroy, bring famine or abundance. To see it preserved in this interstellar visitor is no accident. It is as though the universe is showing us a mirror, reminding us that life itself may not be Earth's monopoly, that the story of existence stretches across more than one sun, more than one sky. If this is so, then every comet from interstellar space is a sacred text, frozen scripture from other worlds. The bizarre tale that has now formed is more than a scientific curiosity. Its strangeness points to something new, something we have not yet encountered. Perhaps it is the way the comet interacts with our sun's magnetic field, revealing an unfamiliar chemical reaction. Perhaps it carries elements forged in a star older than ours, long extinct, whose ashes still travel the galaxy. Or perhaps, and here lies the heart of prophecy, it carries within it a message about the interconnectedness of star systems, about how no world stands alone, and how eventually all paths of matter, of energy, and of destiny converge. What is prophecy, if not the recognition of patterns beyond the human scale? And what is this comet, if not a pattern now repeating for the third time in our living memory? The arrival of 3 interstellar comets in such close succession, after billions of years of silence, must give us pause. The first was an anomaly, the second a confirmation, but the third makes it undeniable. The rhythm has begun, and in prophecy, 3 is never an idle number. 3 means culmination. 3 means establishment. 3 is the number of revelation. In ancient traditions, 3 comets often meant a cycle completed, a warning fulfilled, or a gateway opening. The ancients would have seen this not as science, but as scripture written across the sky. Today, even as we clothe it in equations and orbital mechanics, the resonance of that deeper truth still lingers. It is impossible to escape the sense that something is building, that the cosmos itself is pressing humanity toward an awakening. Consider this. Every interstellar comet is not just an object, but a survivor of a long-lost civilization of stars. The galaxy is filled with billions of star systems, many of them older than ours, many now long dead, their planets shattered, their suns extinguished. These comets are refugees carrying the raw material of creation from those forgotten places. They are time capsules, but not just of matter. They are time capsules of possibility, of warning, of continuity. They tell us that worlds rise and fall, stars are born and die, and what remains is scattered across eternity. And now one of those remnants has formed a tale unlike any seen before, like a banner unfurled across the heavens, announcing its arrival. Do you really believe that is meaningless? Science will give us data. It will give us measurements of the tail's angle, its composition, the velocity of its orbit. But prophecy gives us context. Prophecy tells us that such arrivals are part of the unfolding narrative of humanity, part of the way the universe itself speaks to the soul of man. What if this third interstellar comet is not simply an accident of celestial mechanics, but a deliberate alignment? What if it is a marker, a signal that we are entering a new epoch of contact? Not contact with aliens, as science fiction imagines them, but contact with the deeper truths of the cosmos itself. Just as ancient prophets read the sky to discern the movements of nations, so too can we see in this comet a reflection of our time. The world is in upheaval. Technology surges forward at a pace faster than our wisdom. The earth groans under the weight of human hands, and in this precise moment, a messenger from beyond arrives, carrying water, bearing a strange tale, demanding that we look up. Pause for a moment and imagine what this comet has witnessed in its long journey. Imagine the stars that have risen and burned out in its path, the planetary systems it has silently passed, the galactic arms it has crossed. Imagine the billions of years it has carried its frozen secret, waiting, drifting, unseen. And now, of all times, it chooses to reveal itself. That timing alone should humble us. It should remind us that the universe does not operate on human calendars, but that human history is nonetheless woven into the larger rhythms of cosmic time. The prophets of old often spoke of appointed times, of moments when destiny aligns with heaven's signs. Perhaps this comet is just such a sign. The bizarre tale continues to fascinate scientists. It bends strangely, almost as though resisting the solar wind rather than obeying it. Some suggest it could be caused by ionized particles unlike those in our own solar system. Others whisper of unknown physics at play. Whatever the cause, the effect is undeniable. This comet is unlike the rest. It does not conform, yet carries difference. It is the outlier, the stranger, the alien. And in that strangeness lies its message. Humanity has always feared the unknown, yet the unknown is precisely what propels us forward. When a comet defies our categories, it is an invitation. Expand your categories, expand your mind, expand your spirit. Prophecy unfolds not in comfort, but in disruption. This comet disrupts, and therefore it speaks. The discovery has electrified the astronomical community, but beyond their charts and data lies something more profound: the human heart responding to wonder. Wonder is the birthplace of prophecy. When the human mind is humbled by what it cannot grasp, when it stands in awe before the vastness of the unknown, then the seeds of revelation are sown. That is what is happening now. Whether we admit it or not, this comet has already altered the course of our thinking. It has already unsettled the arrogance that says we have measured the universe. It has already whispered that we are not alone in time, not alone in matter, not alone in destiny. And as its tail stretches bizarrely across the black canvas of space, it becomes not just a comet, but a scripture written in fire and ice. If we allow ourselves to step beyond the narrow frame of data and instead view this comet through the lens of mystery, then what we see is not just an astronomical object, but a revelation unfolding before our very eyes. For centuries, humanity has stared upward, uncertain whether the universe was a friend or foe, a cradle or a grave. And in this uncertainty, comets have always played a role of disruption. They appear suddenly, ignite fear, spark awe, and then vanish. They remind us that permanence is an illusion, that all things are fleeting, and that what we call stability is only a pause in the eternal dance of change. This third interstellar comet, with its bizarre tail and its ancient water locked in frozen stone, carries that reminder with greater force than any before. It is as though the cosmos is shaking humanity awake, insisting that we must see beyond the ordinary. The extraordinary truth is that this comet has likely traveled through interstellar voids for billions of years, without light, without warmth, without ever colliding with another body. It has endured the ultimate loneliness. It has existed in the most silent stretches of the universe, where even stars are rare, where darkness reigns supreme. And yet, in that darkness, it survived, intact, preserving secrets of a world that no longer exists. Does that not sound like a parable for humanity itself? For in our loneliness, in our struggles against the void, we too preserve memory. We too carry forward the fragments of what once was. Perhaps the comet is not just an object, but a mirror, showing us what it means to endure, what it means to wander, what it means to carry within ourselves the ancient and the eternal. Scientists studying the comet are struck by its unusual chemistry. Its bizarre tail is thought to be driven by processes that do not occur in local comets. Perhaps it is releasing exotic molecules formed in the womb of a star older than our sun. Perhaps its ice contains isotopes that reveal the fingerprint of a star long extinguished. If so, then we are literally looking at matter older than our solar system, older than Earth itself, older than the very atoms in our blood. Imagine what it means to trace your lineage, not just to ancestors or even to this planet, but to the death throes of stars in alien systems. That is what this comet is offering us, a tangible link to the eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth in the cosmos. And here lies the prophetic weight of this discovery. For just as ancient seers saw in comets a warning of change, so too can we. But the warning today is not of kings falling or empires burning. It is a warning about the fragility of our world, the fleeting nature of our dominion, the thin line that separates survival from oblivion. The comet tells us, worlds perish, systems collapse, stars die. But what survives is the memory, carried onward, sometimes for billions of years, waiting for a new age to uncover it. If Earth is to avoid becoming just another forgotten fragment drifting in the abyss, then humanity must listen. The comet is not here to frighten us, but to remind us of scale, of humility, of the fact that time will judge us as harshly as it has judged the forgotten system from which this comet came. When the first interstellar object, Oumuamua, was discovered, it sparked debates that continue to this day. Was it a natural rock? Was it an artifact of alien design? Its elongated shape and strange acceleration fed both scientific and speculative imaginations. The second, Comet 2I Borisov, seemed more ordinary in shape but more revealing in composition. Now the third appears, forming a tale unlike any seen before. One after another, these arrivals seem like chapters of a story, each more detailed than the last. And in every great prophecy, stories unfold in sequence, building toward a revelation that cannot be ignored. Could it be that we are witnessing the unfolding of such a story now? That each comet is not just a visitor, but a herald of something greater yet to come? Think also of the symbolism of the tail. In every comet, the tail is what makes it visible. Without the tail, a comet is a hidden traveler, a dark rock in the void. The tail is the comet's proclamation, its announcement to the universe that it exists. And this third comet's tail is bizarre, unfamiliar, unlike anything seen before. It is as if this object is shouting louder, declaring more forcefully, insisting that we pay attention. Prophecy often comes in signs that break the pattern, signs that cannot be dismissed. This comet's tail, bending unnaturally, shimmering with alien chemistry, is precisely such a sign. It is saying, look closer, question more deeply, and prepare for truths you do not yet understand. For humanity, the arrival of this comet is an invitation. It invites us to expand our concept of home, to accept that the solar system is not the only stage of creation, that the galaxy itself is alive with stories, with debris, with survivors from other lives. It invites us to imagine that life itself may not be unique to Earth, that the same forces which gave us oceans and sky have acted countless times elsewhere, and that some of those stories may still drift, waiting to be discovered. If this comet is water-rich, as observations suggest, then it carries the essence of life from its long-lost cradle. And in doing so, it whispers that life is not confined to a single planet or star. Life may be the rule, not the exception. And if life is abundant, then consciousness, whatever form it may take, could also be abundant. This realization changes everything. It forces us to reconsider our place, not as rulers of a lonely planet, but as participants in a galactic drama far older than our kind. The strangeness of the comet's trajectory deepens the mystery. Its orbit is not bound to our sun. It will not remain. It will pass through, and then it will leave again, vanishing back into the endless dark. This fleeting visitation emphasizes the urgency of the moment. We have only a short window to study it, to extract its secrets, to learn what it carries. Once it leaves, it may never return. This urgency is itself prophetic. Life offers us fleeting chances, moments of alignment that demand immediate attention. Ignore them and they vanish forever. Humanity now faces such a choice. Will we see this comet as mere curiosity, or will we recognize it as a messenger? Will we reduce it to data points, or will we also hear its deeper call? In prophecy, timing is never random. This comet has appeared now in a world fragmented by conflict, overwhelmed by information, uncertain of its future. A world on the cusp of artificial intelligence, climate upheaval, and cultural transformation. A world where humanity feels both more powerful and more powerless than ever before. Into this world, a messenger from beyond arrives, carrying the frozen memory of another star. That timing is meaningful. It reminds us that we are part of something larger, that even in our chaos the universe continues its rhythm, and that sometimes the rhythm aligns to remind us of our smallness and our greatness all at once. Perhaps this comet is a sign that humanity must rise to the challenge of its age, or else risk being remembered only as another forgotten system whose remnants drift silently across the stars. The comet's journey into our neighborhood also raises another prophetic question. How many more are out there? If 3 interstellar visitors have appeared within only a few years, after billions of years of apparent silence, then perhaps the galaxy is filled with them, passing unnoticed until now. Perhaps our instruments are finally sharp enough to see what has always been there. And if that is true, then the message is even more profound. We are surrounded by reminders that we are not unique, that other systems, other worlds, other stories exist and have always existed. The myth of human isolation is being shattered, one comet at a time. And in its shattering lies the dawn of a new awareness, a prophetic awareness that humanity is part of a far grander whole. Consider again the comet's bizarre tail. Its uniqueness may seem like a small detail, but in prophecy, small details carry weight. a star slightly out of place, a shadow cast at the wrong time, a sign seen by few but remembered by many. These are the moments that shift history. This comet's tail may one day be remembered not for its chemistry, but for what it symbolized. The breaking of the ordinary, the intrusion of the extraordinary, the signal that reality is stranger and larger than our grasp. For those with eyes to see, it is already a revelation. For those who ignore it, it will simply pass by, unmarked. That, too, is the nature of prophecy. It does not force itself upon the unwilling, but offers itself to those who are ready to hear. What then is this comet saying? Perhaps it is telling us that survival is not guaranteed, that exile is possible, that entire systems can be cast out into the dark. Perhaps it is reminding us that water, the source of life, is scattered across the galaxy, waiting to be discovered, waiting to awaken. Perhaps it is warning us that just as it was hurled into exile by the gravity of a giant planet, so too can our own world be thrown into chaos by forces beyond our control. Or perhaps it is offering hope that even in exile, even in the coldest dark, memory can be preserved, life's essence can endure, and messages can find their way to distant eyes millions of years later. Whatever the precise message, the comet has spoken. It is for us to listen to. Already there are whispers among scientists that studying these interstellar comets could give us direct knowledge of worlds that no longer exist. Their chemistry, their isotopes, their structures, they are pieces of alien history delivered to our doorstep. Imagine reading the ashes of a civilization, not in ruins or artifacts, but in the molecular patterns of a comet's ice. That is what we hold in our hands now. We have the chance to understand the galaxy not as abstraction, but as memory preserved in frozen stone. To waste such a chance would be folly. To embrace it may open pathways we have not yet imagined. And so this third comet does more than intrigue. It demands that humanity rise into a new relationship with the cosmos. It demands that we see ourselves not as isolated, but as connected. It demands that we shed arrogance and embrace humility, recognizing that we are latecomers to a vast ancient story. Prophecy is not always about predicting the future. Often it is about revealing the present, showing us truths we have ignored. This comet is doing precisely that. It is revealing that the galaxy is alive with messages, and that we are only beginning to learn how to read them. Every age of humanity has been marked by signs in the sky, and every age has chosen how to respond. Some saw fear and collapsed into superstition, others saw inspiration and reached for greatness. The difference was never in the sign itself, it was in the eyes of those who witnessed it. Now, with this third interstellar comet unfurling its bizarre tail across the heavens, the choice falls to us. Will we dismiss it as a random rock, one more data point in the endless expanse of space? Or will we recognize it as a messenger, a voice from the deep, a reminder that we are part of a greater story unfolding across eternity? The answer we choose will shape not only how we see the universe, but how we see ourselves. This comet, remember, is not alone. It is part of a pattern. It is the third in a sequence that has unfolded over only a handful of years. First came Oumuamua, a mystery that confounded and divided. Then came Tuai Borisov, confirming the reality of interstellar travelers. And now the third, stranger still, more defiant in its behavior, more insistent in its uniqueness. 3 is a number of completion, of establishment, of prophecy fulfilled. 1 may be chance, 2 may be coincidence, but 3 is a message. The universe is no longer whispering. It is speaking clearly for those who are willing to listen, and what it says is profound. The galaxy is not empty. It is not sterile. It is not silent. It is alive with history, with memory, with travelers that carry the essence of other worlds. Each interstellar comet is a relic, but also a herald. It is proof that we are not unique, that we are part of a galactic network of birth and death, creation and destruction, exile and survival. It is a reminder that stars and systems come and go, that the universe is a place of constant change, and that permanence is an illusion. This message, if we accept it, changes everything. It changes our science, our philosophy, our spirituality. It forces us to see Earth not as the center, but as one participant among billions. Think of the ancient seers who gazed into the night sky, who saw comets blaze and disappear, and who felt in their bones that these were signs. They did not have telescopes or equations, but they had awe. They had intuition. They had the sense that the heavens were speaking, and in their own way they were right. Today, with all our technology, we are rediscovering what they already knew, that the universe communicates, not in words, but in patterns, in alignments, in disruptions of the ordinary. The bizarre tale of this comet is one such disruption. It is not behaving as it should. It is not fitting into the neat boxes of our categories, and in that strangeness lies its message. For prophecy always comes through the strange, the unexpected, the uncanny. It is in the breaking of patterns that revelation is found. The deeper question is this: why now? Why in this age, at this precise moment in human history, do these interstellar visitors arrive? Why, after billions of years of drifting unseen, do they suddenly cross our gaze within just a few short years? There are no accidents in prophecy. Timing is everything, and the timing here is unmistakable. Humanity stands at a crossroads. Our technology is advancing faster than our wisdom. Artificial intelligence rises, promising both salvation and destruction. Our planet strains under the weight of our consumption. Wars and divisions fragment the global community. We stand on the edge of potential greatness and potential ruin. Into this moment, a messenger arrives from the deep past, carrying the memory of worlds long gone, displaying a tale that defies explanation, demanding our attention. The timing is not coincidence, it is alignment. It is a cosmic mirror held before us, showing us who we are and who we might become. For prophecy does not predict with certainty. It warns, it guides, it reveals possibilities. This comet reveals the possibility that we, too, could become exiles of the cosmos, fragments drifting after collapse. But it also reveals the possibility that we could endure, that we could carry memory forward, that we could become the messengers to future ages. It asks us, will you survive your own arrogance? Will you recognize your fragility? Will you see that you are not alone? The answers to these questions will determine whether humanity thrives or perishes, and the comet, silent yet eloquent, waits for our reply. Its bizarre tail, twisting against the expected flow, is like a banner in the heavens, an alien script written across the sky. Scientists will decode its chemistry, measure its ions, calculate its orbit. But beyond the numbers lies a deeper interpretation. The tale is a proclamation of difference, of otherness, of the reality that the universe contains things beyond our imagination. To see it is to be reminded that we are children of a vast, mysterious cosmos, not masters of it. To study it is to glimpse the edges of knowledge, where science and prophecy meet, where data and wonder merge, and to ignore it is to risk blindness at a moment when vision is most needed. Imagine for a moment the comet's home system, a star older than ours, perhaps long extinguished, planets that once circled it, perhaps shattered or consumed, moons, oceans, atmospheres, now all gone, reduced to fragments, scattered into the void. And from that destruction, this one piece survived, cast out, wandering for eons until it arrived here. In that story is both tragedy and hope. Tragedy, because it shows that worlds perish. Hope, because it shows that memory endures, that even in exile, the essence of creation survives. This is the comet's gift to us, a reminder that destruction is never the end, that something always remains, carrying forward the possibility of renewal. And so, when we look upon this comet, we are not just looking at an object, we are looking at a survivor. We are looking at resilience. We are looking at a messenger that has traveled longer than any civilization, longer than any human dream, longer than our species itself has existed. That endurance is itself a prophecy. It tells us that survival is possible, that continuity is real, that what we do now can echo for billions of years. If we preserve our wisdom, if we carry forward our essence, if we plant the seeds of life among the stars, then we too can endure as this comet has endured. But if we waste our moment, if we destroy ourselves, if we reduce our planet to ruin, then we too may leave only fragments, drifting silently, waiting for some future intelligence to discover them and wonder what we once were. This is why the comet matters. Not because it is bright, not because it is rare, but because it forces us to confront ourselves. It is a cosmic prophecy, unfolding in real time, reminding us that history is not confined to Earth, that destiny is not confined to humanity, and that the universe is alive with messages waiting to be read. It is not enough to measure it. We must hear it. We must feel it. We must allow it to change us. For only then will its passage through our sky have meaning. In every tradition, prophecy comes with responsibility. To see the sign is to be accountable for how you respond. This comet has given us its sign. It has formed a tale that defies explanation. It has revealed its water-rich heart. It has arrived in a sequence of 3. It has crossed our sky at a moment of global crisis. The responsibility now falls to us. Will we change? Will we awaken? Will we expand our vision? Or will we dismiss it, reduce it to numbers, and move on unchanged? That is the question, and it is a question only humanity can answer. But perhaps deep down we already know the answer, for the comet has already changed us. It has already unsettled our certainty. It has already sparked our wonder, and in that wonder lies the seed of transformation. Wonder is the soil of prophecy, and prophecy is the root of awakening. This comet has planted that seed. What grows from it is up to us. So let us not see this third interstellar comet as a passing curiosity. Let us see it as what it truly is: a messenger from beyond, a scripture of ice and dust, a prophecy written across the sky. Let us read its message with humility, with awe, with the recognition that we are part of something vast, ancient, and mysterious. And let us carry that recognition into our choices, our future, our destiny. For in the end, the comet will leave. Its bizarre tale will fade. Its memory will pass into archives and data tables. But the meaning we draw from it will remain. And if we are wise, that meaning will guide us into a new relationship with the cosmos. A relationship not of arrogance, but of reverence. Not of isolation, but of connection. Not of fear, but of hope. For prophecy is not about predicting the end. It is about revealing the beginning. And perhaps this comet, with its alien tail and its ancient water, is not a sign of doom, but a sign of dawn. Perhaps it is the herald of a new age, an age in which humanity awakens to its true place in the universe. If so, then its appearance is not a warning, but a promise. A promise that we are not alone, that we are part of a greater whole, that the universe itself is alive with meaning. And if we embrace that promise, then this comet will not just pass, it will change us forever. So look to the sky and remember. Remember that you are part of a story billions of years in the making. Remember that the universe speaks in patterns, in disruptions, in wonders. Remember that prophecy is not dead, but alive, unfolding in the very heavens above you. The third interstellar comet has come, and with it a message. The question is not whether the universe has spoken. The question is whether humanity will listen. And as we stand under the night sky, as the comet drifts onward into the infinite, let us carry forward its message. Let us awaken to the mystery. Let us embrace the wonder. Let us live as though we are part of something greater, because we are. And in doing so, let us ensure that when future ages look back upon us, they will not see only fragments drifting in the void, but a people who heard the prophecy of the stars and chose to rise. And if you believe in the power of this message, if you feel the weight of this prophecy unfolding in our time, then remember, our journey together has only begun. Stay with us, join the unfolding of the next revelation, and let us together walk into the mysteries of the cosmos. For this is Prophecy Pulse, where the signs are never ignored, and the message of the universe is brought to light.